A very good evening to you all, and continuing happy Christmas to you all. Here we are on December the 28th, well in Twixtmas. Program 284. I hope you had a good time. Doesn't it go quickly? It goes very quickly, doesn't it? And I don't think that's just an age thing. I think we do enter a different time zone. You know, we have this huge... It is huge now, isn't it? Lead up towards it, and then suddenly, whoosh, it all goes away. Hello, Flynn and Fenella. I hope you enjoyed the pantomime this afternoon. Fantastic, and you've had a good Christmas. Very nice of you to say hello. So, yeah, here we are. It's sort of all over, although it's not really. To be quite honest, I'm just going to give you an advance warning here that everything I'm playing this evening is still very much in the Christmas theme. Well, it goes so quickly. And I was discussing with a fellow YouTuber the other day. We were talking about Christmas repertoire and how it's a shame that with so many good pieces of Christmas music, they aren't all good, we only get to play them for a very short period. So, yeah, I'm just throwing it out there that you will get that this evening. Hello, Jean. It's very, very, very good to see you. I know you've had a bit of a rough time, so it's especially good to see you this evening. Yeah, and it's nice to be chatting at you again this evening. I felt a bit bereft the other day, you know, Christmas Eve. I obviously love all the playing, but I was reading your chat. I'm just itching to join in, but we'd have never got anywhere if I joined in with all that chat. Oh, she's gone. Yeah, anyway, what were we playing? Oh, yeah, that was the Mike Yarwood theme. And it seemed quite appropriate for this time of year. Mike Yarwood is one of those people, bless him, lovely man. One of those people that you associate with Christmas. Hello, Ollie and Maggie and Jerry. Fantastic. Good to see you. And that bit of music, a lovely bit of music, actually. I had to do a bit of research on it to find out who actually wrote it. And we think that bit of music, which let's just call it the Mike Yarwood theme, because in the absence of any other information, that's what it's called. We think that was written around about 1975. I did a bit of research. I had to look back at quite a few of Mike Yarwood's programs to see how far you had to go before we didn't have that music. I mean, as someone said, it's so lovely that each one of Mike Yarwood's programs over 15 years was completely different. It's just a shame that his impressions weren't really. Unkind. It was composed by, not by Sooty, no. The man that composed that bit of music was Alan Braden, who was a musical director, a bit like Ronnie Hazelhurst was. Alan Braden was another one. And he's incredibly hard to find a picture of. In fact, I failed totally. Could not find one anywhere on the internet of Alan Braden. But he was around all over the place, composing theme music and directing musical shows. And one of the shows he directed was Sooty, with the Sooty Braden show band that sometimes used to play. So I thought that was an appropriate one to do. Anyway, there we go. It was from 1975, we think. There we go. Hello again, Jean. Fantastic. Indeed, the Sooty Braden show band. I'm sure we used to have a sort of camera shot of him, but I can't remember what he looked like at all. Isn't it odd that some people just are invisible to the internet? Fantastic. Look, I'm going to have some coffee. And then, as I say, we've got still very much a Christmassy programme this evening. As you probably can see, there's a slightly worrying mix of things going on here, in that we got Naked Flame and electrical lights and USB and paper and wood and snow, real or otherwise. I'm not sure it's a completely happy mix, so, you know, we'll have to see what happens. Indeed, Mark, it is. And that is the name of the song as well. In fact, you're going to get a bonus point. You're going to get a bonus point because that was the original title of the song, Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Later on, it got changed to It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. So well done, if that was deliberate. Yeah, and it was made very, very famous, of course, by Mr. Andy Williams, one of his signature songs. And it was written for him. It was written for his Christmas show of 1962, way before my time, but well within some of your times. And it was debuted, shall we say, on his Christmas show in 1962 and became a hit fairly quickly with its whirling, swirling and Christmassy themes. And it was composed for him by George Wyle. George Wyle, who was the musical director for Andy Williams and a great many other people as well. He was, if you like, one of the Alan Bradens, Ronnie Hazelworths of the US. So yeah, it's a lovely song actually. It's fantastic. 1962 is from where it was. So do press that thumbs up button. If you are enjoying what you see and hear on A Date with a Dinner Set. Gene, I think you might be having some problems this evening, but we are reading you loud and clear whenever you type. We can see you. It is lovely to see you because I know things have been tricky. Okay, more coffee. I'll tell you what, Ros, there has to be a first time for everything, doesn't there? It's brilliant to see you more. I hope you have had a good time with your family, chap. Fantastic. So, yeah, I do, yeah. What do I think about that song? It's an interesting song, isn't it? Happy Christmas, war is over. If only. Back from 1971, although we didn't technically get it until 1972 in the UK. There was some weird copyright restriction or something. I didn't quite understand it, but there they are. John Lennon and Yoko Ono, the Plastic Ono Band. Actually, they're both smiling there for once. It's quite interesting, isn't it? It's a good song, obviously. It's a very famously a protest song against the Vietnam War, but it is quite a haunting one, and I was really surprised when I checked the date that it was 1971. That's a long time ago, isn't it? A long time ago. Yeah, so there we go. We thought we'd include that little one this evening. If you've not subscribed to the channel, then do. So I say that for the benefit of people who find this by accident and think, what on earth is going on here? Well, if you want to find out, then press the subscribe button. We do this live show every Sunday, and we currently do an upload every Friday as well. So there we go. I am slightly worried by this mix of Naked Flame and electrics and USB and Bluetooth and paper and piano, mainly piano. I'm worried that if they all combine in the most horrific way, we could have a grand finale like no other. I'm just reading. We're going to have a 10-minute pause while I read Jill's message here. Oh, I'm just tired reading that, let alone doing it for a whole day. I hope it was good, and I hope you all had a wonderful time, Jill. Fantastic. Right, here's a famous one, but in a disguise. I have to say, it's not much of a disguise. You'll recognise it straight away, and I hope it won't offend the people that wrote it, or the people that it's trying to emulate. A bit more coffee before we launch into that. I did say it was a bit of a thin disguise, but of course, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, as many of you said. Yes. And the thin disguise was indeed in the style of a bossa nova, so sort of a bit like an Antonio Carlos Jobim that you know I like to play so much. Now, when you look on the internet for pictures of red-nosed reindeers on a beach in Brazil, there's not that many, to be quite honest. So that's where good old AI can be guaranteed to serve up a whole load of slop to be used in those images. So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the character first appeared in 1939. The song was composed by Mr. Johnny Marks in 1949. And in fact, he bought the rights to the story. And so he wrote the score of the whole sort of famous 1960s animated version. Johnny Marks also composed Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, Jingle Bell Rock, It's a Jolly Holly Christmas, and a load of others. So quite a prolific holiday song composer, if you like. So there we go, a little bit of bossa nova for a Sunday evening, as promised. A little bit of a roundup just to, this is a time to go make a cup of tea. This is the boring bit. But our channel was 9 years old on 24th of December. I let it lay dormant for about 4 years until I actually uploaded something. But technically, it was 9 years old on the 24th of December. So there's a little stat for you there. And the next stat for you is that during a year, we have gained 124 subscribers, which is wonderful. So we're up to 748, which is marvellous that lots of people know about the music that we do and the styles that we do on this channel. This year, in 2025, we have done 76. That sounds like a song, doesn't it? 76 trombones. 76 video uploads in 2025. Which is quite a lot, actually. We've done 48 live streams. There have been a few occasions, as you know, when I've been away, usually playing the organ for a service or something. But we've done 48 live streams, and that includes the one we did the other day, the Christmas Eve Calming Carols one. The most watched new video of the year was Nobody Does It Better, the James Bond song, a couple of months ago, which has had 712 views, which is quite a lot for me, really. And the least watched of the whole year is Slow Boat to China. Operative word being slow. It's only had 41 views. It's been up there months. Months it has. I thought it was quite good, but there we go. But I thought I'd include that as a little stat for you, just to give a bit of contrast. The second most watched video on my channel of all time was a version of Hark the Herald on an organ with accompanying choir, which has had 3.6 thousand views. It seems very, very popular. And it's been especially popular in the last 48 hours. It's had 61 views, apparently. The most watched of all time, no surprise, it always is, How Do You Keep the Music Playing, which was actually the very first video I uploaded, which has currently had 7,327 views. Quite remarkable. So there we go. That was our little roundup of what we've been up to on YouTube GG the Piano Man during 2025. On with our next bit of music. Do you know what you mean about Sound of Music? It was just sort of over-the-top Broadway treatment that I was giving it there, I think. Not actually on this occasion a Rodgers and Hammerstein production. Jill, we need your son here. He would have piped up immediately what that was. It was from the 1970 musical version of Christmas Carol. That is to say, the musical Scrooge, which first appeared in 1970, starring Albert Finney. In it was later turned into a musical, as I say. It was originally a film. Sorry if I've got that all a bit confused in the way I'm relating it. But that was a very famous song from it called Christmas Children. And it was composed by the wonderful Leslie Bricusse, who of course composed all the music to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Dr. Dolittle, etc., etc., etc. Very, very, very clever composer. Also a very clever lyricist. Leslie Bricusse wrote the lyrics to You Only Live Twice and Goldfinger, amongst many other songs. So there we go. Christmas Children from Scrooge is what that was. So it's December the 28th. We're in that weird period, as we say, between Christmas and New Year. Don't we know it? There's a sort of odd collection of food around, isn't there? And like we said in the trailer, you don't really quite know what's happening, what day of the week it is, etc. But let me just give you a bit of a clue, and that is to say that December the 28th, here is a clue, not only is it between Christmas and New Year, but where's my button? Where's my button? There it is. Today is National Card Playing Day. So, you know, I wonder if any of you been playing cards today? I'm going to say no, you haven't. But there we go. Our American friends are celebrating National Card Playing Day today, amongst other things. And I thought I'd look a little bit into it, because I didn't really know, you know, when they first were around. But the origin of card playing really came in the 9th century in China, apparently. And it wasn't until Renaissance times in Europe that we got approaching the sets of cards that we have today. In that the Renaissance European sets of cards did have 4 suits, which apparently had coins and crowns and swords and batons. It's a bit unknown how we got to the suits of today, which is to say I didn't research it deeply enough. But there we go. A nice gentle pursuit. Well, unless it was played in our house, when I managed to turn every game into a complete drama and tantrum and throw them all over the floor, of course. But today, December the 28th, National Card Playing Day. Wouldn't you know? Fantastic. Oh, I've heard of that. Nice. So we got 2 more songs on A Date with a Dinner Set programme 284 this evening, and both of them are new to the programme. We've never played these in 5.5 years live, but in actual fact, yes, both of them are on the channel as uploads. It's difficult sometimes to keep track of all my uploads. I'm going to have a little bit of a sort out in January, rest assured. I think you'll recognise it was certainly the first one of these. Hope you enjoy our next song. Well, there you go. There you go. Indeed, as... Ooh, a load of you. Mark, Jill, Mr. Moore, Roz. Indeed, driving home for Christmas. A little tribute to the wonderful Mr. CHRIS REA, who passed away just before Christmas. And we did put that up as a standalone upload just before Christmas. Lovely song. Brother, I'm with you there. I'm afraid I didn't realise he was English. There's something quite American about that song, and I did need to look into a bit of a history of that. Incidentally, he composed that in late 1970s, but we didn't get it. We didn't actually hear it until 1986. He composed it in a road trip with his then girlfriend on the M1, I believe, in heavy traffic in snow. And each time the lights shone into the car, he wrote down a few more lyrics to it. It is a fantastic piece. He didn't write it as a Christmas song. In fact, he didn't really want to write a Christmas song at all. But once it had been orchestrated in a sort of 1950s holiday song style, American holiday song, if you like, that's how it got to be a Christmas hit. As indeed, it's one of those that sort of crops up on certainly our UK charts every year. I think it reached its highest peak in 2021, I think, which is quite interesting. So yeah, I thought we'd like to do that live. This is awfully hot here. We need a fire extinguisher in the room. It can be production. Have we got a... No, we haven't got a fire extinguisher. Fine. The other upload, which went up on Boxing Day, Twixmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas Box Day, was yet another version of SLEIGH RIDE. I know there's about 5 or 6 on my channel. I just can't resist it, and it's different every time. And one day, indeed, it will be accurate to Leroy Anderson's composition. This one was done on a really nice, big electronic organ down in Wokingham in Berkshire. Lots and lots of fun. So that's on my channel, and of course, as always, there is a link to it underneath what you're watching now. So if you are still in the festive mood and you haven't had enough of SLEIGH RIDE, then do give that a look. That would be absolutely fantastic. Now look, we are going to launch into our final bit of music, which I've said the whole program has still been very much in the Christmas spirit. I've always known this as a Christmas song. You see, it's coming with a disclaimer already. In fact, it is a song that is about Christmas, but it's not as well known as it should be. It's lots of fun. Maybe some of you will recognise it. I don't know. But we will play it and then say goodnight in our usual way. I hope you can enjoy it. So that was the closing song of Act 2 of the musical Annie, and the song is called New Deal for Christmas. And it's a very magical moment in the show. Actually, it's a nice, jolly song. So that was composed back in 1970 by the wonderful Mr. Charles Strouse, who only passed away about 6 months ago. And Annie was, of course, his most famous work, along with Bye Bye Birdie. It's lots and lots of fun, the whole musical Annie, and I do like that song. But that does actually bring us to the end of A Date with a Dinner Set. In fact, the last A Date with a Dinner Set of 2025, of course. Programme 284 here on December 28th. Thank you so much for being with us, if you've been with us live, and thank you if you've been watching on the catch-up. Do remember to leave a comment if you can. It does help our channel. Thank you more, my good friend. And I do wish you all... Excuse me. There's something on fire in here. Whatever you're doing for New Year, I do wish you a very, very happy time and a successful and peaceful 2026. I look forward to the great pleasure of playing for you again live next year. Take good care of yourselves and stay warm. All the very best, and good night.